Hey everyone, welcome back to another Music Monday. In this week's episode, I'm going to talk about the TV show Classic Albums. Stay tuned! So before I get into this episode, I recommend subscribing to this channel. That way you don't miss any future Music Monday episodes and other series that I'm going to start in the future. So yeah, consider subscribing. So say you've ran out of shows to binge watch, like you've already watched Breaking Bad, Games of Thrones, and all those other shows that are known for being really good shows. I recommend watching the show Classic Albums. The show Classic Albums is one of those shows that I think is one of the best out there because it's all related to music. And in the show, a bunch of producers and people who made a bunch of albums, they talk about the albums they made and they break down all the recording techniques, the songwriting, the lyric writing, everything that went into the making of those albums, those classic albums. The show episodes are about an hour long, and I actually recommend buying it on DVD if you're going to watch it, because then there's a bunch of bonus features, and there's like another hour of content that they cut out of the episode, so you should pretty much buy it on DVD if you're going to watch it. I don't even know if it's available on Netflix or Hulu or whatever streaming services there are. I gotta admit something in this video. I do not have a Netflix subscription. Yeah. I actually buy all my movies on DVD or Blu-ray because I like the bonus features and I just like the quality more of like Blu-ray. It's more high definition than Netflix, but that's just me nerding out about that stuff. I see why people have Netflix. I just buy it to buy it and to support the people who make the movies because that's what I want to do in the future, so I would love it if people supported me when I make movies. So I would recommend buying because the movie makers actually make more money then. But anyways, yeah, watch Classic Albums because you get to hear isolated tracks from stuff. Like they show things that didn't even make it into the song, and they show songs that didn't make it on the album that haven't been released anywhere else. So you should really go check it out to get a more in-depth view of bands that you like. And there's a lot of good episodes out there. There's an episode on Metallica's Black Album where Lars Ulrich tells how much of a sucky drummer he is. Like, I love Lars Ulrich, but they explain how on Enter Sandman, he had to do the drums like 100 times, like 100 different takes, and they had to take all those takes together to make an actual good drum take. That's kind of sad, Lars, but I see what you're doing there. The drums did sound amazing on that album, and I give them props for that. It also took like 3 weeks to just get the drum sound when they first got in the studio, so that's a lot of time, but I like seeing like in-depth views on that kind of things, but because you wouldn't see it anywhere else. So this TV show is really good on showing that stuff. There's also an episode on Rush on 2112 and Moving Pictures. Actually, it's both albums on the same episode, which is weird. I think that's the only case of classic albums where they go over 2 albums in the same episode, because usually the episodes is just one album for the entire episode. I also know there's one on YouTube, the Joshua Tree, that I own. There's so many of them out there. I think there's like 20 or 30 episodes, all an hour long, but it's a lot of good content, and I recommend checking it out. And if you're going to check any of them out first, I recommend that Metallica one on the Black Album, because that one, there's a lot of cool stories in that, and like how it took them like 2 years to make that album. Like, it's crazy, but once you see the series, you kind of understand why it did take that long, how they had to like perfect their craft, you know, and perfect the sound. It just sounds like a great album, you know. It was a short episode, but that's all I really have to say. It's a really good series. Just go check it out. There's not much to say about it, you know. Just watch it. I hope you have a great week. Listen to music. Oh, and if you haven't already, I recommend you to follow me on all my social medias. I'm even on Instagram now. Like, it took me how many years to get on there, so you can go follow me on there. I'll leave it in the description for you to go check out. So yeah, have a good week, and thanks.